Playmakers, how's it going? This is Coach Wood, and we are back for another episode, you guys, of the Weekday Huddle. This is the Before You Go Pro channel. Excited to be with you guys today. We've got another banger. We've got another topic that is going to be so key to you young athletes that are trying to navigate how deep you want to get into this industry. You know, it's a sacrifice. Depending on what level you have to go, the sacrifice increases. You know, whatever level you want to get to, just realize the higher you go, the sacrifice increases. So we're going to talk to you about what differentiates the highest level of college football, the FBS level, Power 4 level, from all the other levels. We're going to get into that here today. But before we do, baby, make sure that you take care of the housekeeping with Coach Wood. Hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to the Before You Go Pro channel, this beautiful football channel. Help us build this amazing community. And then also check out the resources that we have for you down in the description box, baby. But I'm excited to get into the content, so let's not waste any more time. Let's go. All right, you guys, so what is some of the key differentiators when you think about the highest level, the epitome of big time college football compared to maybe lower level D2 schools, D3 schools, NAIA schools? Now, obviously, there are going to be some key things that we all know. It doesn't take a brain scientist to figure out that you're going to deal with guys that are faster on the highest level of college football. You're going to deal with guys that are bigger and stronger on the highest level of college football. But there's something in between the lines, you guys. There's something in between the lines that all of you young aspiring football players should be prepared for, because we deal with athletes across the country, if you didn't know, and most of the athletes that we deal with do want to play on the highest level possible when it comes to college football. So when you think about that and you think about preparing young men to play on that level, which is what we do year in, year out, we obviously want to tell them the key tactics, the key signs, the things that they need to be looking for, the things they need to be aware of so that they can separate from the competition, right? Well, one of the things that you guys should all be prepared for if you're going to play at the highest level of college football is that the margin of error, the chance for another opportunity, chance number 2, rarely happens at the highest level of college football. That's what it's about, you guys. When you start really thinking about the in between the lines, the subliminal things that somebody might not think of that separate the highest level of college football from all the other levels, the biggest thing that I could think of that somebody might not it might not dawn on them right out of the gates is the fact that your margin for error is so much smaller. Everybody is talented, you guys. If you go to play at Florida State, if you go play at my alma mater, Colorado, if you go play at a USC, you guys, everybody in the room is talented. So you don't get a second shot. There are no second shots, you guys, at the big time level of college football. So what does that mean? That means that when you do get your shot, you better make it work, because the greater the school is as far as talent, you're at Tennessee and Knoxville, you're at Florida, you're at Ohio State, you're a wide receiver in their room, which is legendary. The fight to get on the field is significant. And then once you get on the field, you cannot rest at the highest level of football. There is no rest. We just did a video and an episode on somebody's always there to try to take your spot, and they're always trying to replace you. Well, that means that there's no rest. And I've got a perfect story to illustrate what I'm talking about. So one of my dear friends, I look at this gentleman as a brother of mine. He'd give me the shirt off of his back, and I would do the same for him. One of my dear friends is the wide receiver coach. at New Mexico State University at the filming of this episode. His name is Coach Cedric Cormier. This is my brother. I came into University of Colorado with Coach Cedric Cormier in the late 90s, you guys. Coach getting a little bit up there. But we came in together as freshmen. So I've known this guy since he was about 17, 18 years old, all right? Things that we can't even share on the Weekday Huddle. I know about Coach Cormier and he knows about me, all right? We're that tight. So when we were coming into the University of Colorado, Coach Cormier was a bad man. He was coming out of Houston, Texas. He was running 10-2 in the 100, which even today, that was in the late 90s. Even today is just blazing, you guys. High expectations. High expectations for Coach Cormier coming to see you out of Texas, right? One of the things they definitely expected him to do and wanted to exploit his talents in was kick return. So we all redshirted. We had about 23, 24 guys in my freshman class at the University of Colorado. 22 of us, 23 of us redshirted. Everybody except one, and that was a little bit of an issue with us as a freshman class and the coaching staff. But everybody except one person, Ty Gregorak, shouts out, great linebacker out of the Pacific Northwest, was the only one who did not redshirt. After our redshirt season was over, my friend, Coach Cedric Cormier, he won the kick returning job at CU. He was returning kickoffs and he was returning punts. He was our PR1 at the University of Colorado as a redshirt freshman. Obviously today red shirts are gone with the 5 for 5, but he's a freshman with 4 years of eligibility at Colorado and he's PR1. Now, during my time at Colorado, we had an amazing special teams coach, legendary coach at University of Montana, now defensive coordinator at the filming of this at the University of Illinois for the Illini, the great Bobby Houck. Well, Coach Houck loved Coach Cedric Cormier, and he had all kinds of great special teams coach schemes, everything. We had dynamite people on our return units. So whoever they put back there was going to have a chance to do some damage, to get it done, right? They put Ced back there. And as you can see here, you guys, from the very first game, he was the man at punt return and kick return for CU. Straight out of the gates. Our first game, he runs back one, his first ever game as a college football player on the field versus Colorado State. And then it seemed like every week, you guys, he was popping off big runs. Well, it came to maybe about game 5 of the season, and we happened to be playing in Norman at Oklahoma, and he rips off another one. But this time, when he gets tackled, Ced doesn't get up. He doesn't get up. I actually was blocking somebody and was close to him when he got tackled, went over to him, tried to help him up, and he was holding his knee, and he was just saying this is his knee, and he can't get up. He knew something was wrong. So, sure enough, you guys, medical staff comes. They do all of the procedures when we go back to Boulder, Colorado. Took him down to Denver. He got the scope, the MRI, and he tore his knee. I think he tore his ACL. I don't know if it was the ACL or the MCL, but he tore his knee up pretty bad. He was going to have surgery and get cut. So that meant he was done. Redshirt freshman, one of the top in the country kick returners. That means he was done as the kick returner at the University of Colorado for that season. However, remember what this episode is about. When you leave the field at the highest level of college football, that's where you see the margin between the highest level and all the other levels. Coach Cedric Cormier never got his job back. He got hurt, nothing that he could do about it. It's just how the fate and the cards had it for him. And he never got the job back. The next person up, because it's a what have you done for me lately business, and they always got a next man up. And if you're at the highest level, chances are that kid's going to be talented. The next man up happened to be a guy by the name of Ben Kelly. Ben Kelly is in the stadium his name at the University of Colorado, and he is in the Hall of Fame at the University of Colorado. And the primary reason why he's in the Hall of Fame and he was the best kick returner I had ever been around, I thought that the best kick returner in the world was Cedric Cormier until we replaced him. And then Ben Kelly stole the show. You guys went on to be a third-round draft pick with the Miami Dolphins, but he was a phenomenal all-time great kick returner, All-American at the University of Colorado. And he was our backup, you guys. He was the backup to Ced. So Ced gets hurt, Ben comes in, becomes a Hall of Famer and the best kick returner at the time in the country. And then after Ben left, Roman Hollowell comes behind him and becomes an All-American kick returner for us as well. We had dynamite kick returners when I was at the University of Colorado. But it gets to my point, you guys, is that there is no second chance. If you want to play at the highest level of college football, you have to understand that it's going to be a fight for you to get on the field, because you're going to probably be playing against and competing with a bunch of talented guys. But even once you get on the field, that's when the journey begins. That's when the fight part 2 begins. You have to find out how to stay on the field, because if you leave the field, you're not going back, you guys. And that's why the biggest stat, and the stat that I respect the most, and it dawned on me once I was done with football, but the stat I respect the most is consecutive starts. Tell me who has the most consecutive starts at Ohio State, and I'll say that's a bad man. Tell me who has the most consecutive starts at the University of Miami, that's a bad man. It's probably somebody you done heard of. So just staying on the field, you guys, is the difference between the highest level of college football and all the other levels. You might get a second shot at that D2 school. You might get a second shot at that D3 school. If you're playing at North Carolina, if you're playing at Virginia Tech, if you're playing at Michigan, if you're playing at Tennessee, and you leave that field, good luck. You're probably not getting another shot back. Not as the guy, because there's always someone waiting, you guys. Once again, Coach Cedric Cormier, bad kick returner, on pace as a redshirt freshman to be an All-American. Blows out his knee, next guy up, All-American. You never get your job back. So this is what you have to keep in mind. Be thick-skinned, be mentally strong when you're trying to play at the highest level of this game. And then at the end of the day, baby, who can stay healthy? Anybody can ball out for 1 game, 2 games, 3 games. But who can stay healthy for a season? Who can stay healthy for a long career and have some longevity? That's the trick. That's the trick. All right, baby. So, hey, you know we're educating. We're always going to bring in stories and different things to illustrate how you guys need to move, how you need to be thinking, how you need to attack this football thing, all right? Please, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Share with a friend. Share with a teammate. We want to educate as many football families, players as we can, and be support for you guys. So help us do that. Help us be the best organic football community on YouTube. Love you guys. Check out the resources as well. I'm Coach Wood. We'll see you at the top.